So in the previous step, we created the top profile, the top surface and this rod. Now it's time to similarly trace this pipe and this lamp here and these wires. Let's start with that. So to before I start tracing, I would like to hide all these things so that it doesn't disturb me later. You can put them in layer also. For now I am just hiding it, and I will just off my curved layer also, so that only image is there with me. So now I will zoom in, and first of all I will trace this. So to trace this I will use the favorite one, control point curve, which is very handy, and I will just start my line somewhere deeper here, which will intersect with the pipe later. Try to minimize the points. If there are too much control points, then the problem is with the profile. You can take this a little bit. It actually increases the complexity and also file sizes and so many other things. So, and also when if you want to edit, you have too many points to tackle. You can reduce then this also if you want. This is still much number of points. Right. So this is done. Now I will go to perspective, and you see the curve is where we wanted it. Now the challenge is, how do I make this kind of pipe on this angle, right? If it would have been a plan just like straight pipe and rod, it was easy to make, but I can't extrude circle like this. So there is also a wonderful command for these kind of situations. Within the circle tool set, if you open it, right, these are the different circle tool sets. So there is one circle which says circle around curve, right? This is the tool which we are going to use, because we have a curve and I want to create a circle which is perpendicular or normal to this particular curve. So this command fits right in. So I will take this, I will select my curve, and you can see it will ask me to start the center. You can give it at the end here, or you can give it at the top, doesn't matter. Let me start with the end, right? And now you can see it is not making a flat circle, it is perpendicular to this line. No alignment required, no rotation and nothing. Straight away you get a circle which is perpendicular to this curve. So now either you can use your image as a reference to set the diameter or radius of this, right? Like you can go to the front view and zoom into this place, and you can match it with the image reference, something like this, right? Or you can just give it, let's say, 1 centimeter, enter, and this is your. Now you have a center of a pipe and you have the profile of the pipe, right? But still, if I want to extrude this just like we did for the rod, we can't do it here. So there is another way to create these kind of profile along the curves, which is known as sweep to rail, right? Sweep to rail. Or again, in the surface creation, you can file this tool set where we found the revolve tool. Alongside with that, there is one sweep one rail and sweep two rail, right? Sweep one rail, we will because it is like when you have two different rails and one different cross section, then we will use this sweep two rails. I will show you with the use of this also. So I will take sweep one rail here, and when you select it, it will ask you to select the rail. Rail here means the curve on which you want to follow through your cross section. So this is my rail, and then you don't need to do right click straight away. You need to select the cross section curves. So this is the cross section which I want to follow through my curve, and then you right click. You can see the directions of the vectors. There should be aligned properly, and now you right click, and straight away you will get a profile of your pipe. Now when you bring back your previous profiles which you have created, you can see it is beautifully aligned with this. Let me go to the shaded mode. Yes, I think now you can see it better, right? Let me off the images. Cool. Now next, let me go to the front view and zoom all viewports. Right click to do that in the zoom command. You can see pipe is properly inserted inside. If it's not, you can extend this also later. And now I will open the images. Next step, I need to create this profile also. So again, I will use control point curve to do that and bring my mouse somewhere here, right? So you don't need to be exactly like an image, something like this. Now only one single profile is enough. You don't need to create on both the sides because we are going to anyways use the sweep rail command here also. And now if you see previously for this, the top part, what we did, we revolved it right along the circle. But currently it is in, we don't know which plane this is in, right? So here that thing won't work properly because you have to give an axis. And I'm sure in this curve, if we give axis, there will be an issue. So for that, what we will do, I will just hide this, or what I will do, I will create a circle. Same way we created a circle downside here, circle on curve. So I will again bring the circle command and use the circle around curve. Select the curve, this is the curve, and make a circle. I just need to match it with the width of the pipe, right? Now I will again go to surface creation toolset and I will bring sweep one rail. Now you see this is the reverse here. You need to, this is your cross section which you need to revolve around this particular circle, right? So you need to do the reverse of that. Sweep one rail, select the circle, the curve which we just created. This is your rail along which you want to move this as a cross section. So I will select this cross section and then right click, and you will see straight away you've got the lamp profile, right? Let me zoom the selected one, right click to do that. Nice, awesome, right? So this part is also done. You've got beautiful lamp shade both the sides. Next step is to create that wire. We will use the same thing as we did for this pipe here. Just let me on the images and just start tracing this using the control point curve. Start from little inside, try to minimize points, right? Almost like this. Now this is done. Let's cross check in the perspective. I will off the images and see. Yeah, profile is good. Now same way we created the circle around the curve, we will follow the same here. Let me just hide this rod so that we can see it through. I will take the circle around curve, select the curve, give it the endpoint, and now to get the diameter or radius of this, I will just open my reference images, go to my front view, and just match it out a little bit, something like this. And if you see your profile is a little bit different, you can just use these control points. If your control points are not visible, select that curve, go to show object control points, just left click here, it will show the points. Select it. This time instead of using these red and blue arrows, sorry, red and green arrows, you can just use this box and try to match your curve profile. Okay, this seems nice. I'm okay with this. So I will off my images and just go to the perspective, and we'll try to create a wire along this curve. So this tools comes in handy. Sweep one rail, select this. Now this time this is my rail on which I want to run my circle. So select the rail, like the cross section, right click, and done. Nice, right? Now I will bring my rod. Good, right? Now you can see everything is matched with that image, and we are done with the model. You can see it in the render mode as well. Nice, right? Joins are also good, no problem. So the next part or the next step, I will give you a small hint of rendering, small tricks of rendering quickly, and how from this basic model I have given it like a metallic finish. If I show you the rendered version of this, so this is what we're going to achieve in the next part, and what are the things I have done to get this kind of reflections and metal effect. We will cover that.